I'm not one to style my hair much, but I realized I have a lot of hair tools, and I'm going to take you through every single one of them that I use on a regular basis. We're going to start with my hooded dryer first. And I got my first hooded dryer about 10 years ago, and now I'm on my third one. The others have broken or stopped working because of being damaged due to being moved around quite a bit. Now, the reason I keep replacing my hooded dryer when it breaks is because I like to use it as a way to dry my hair, mainly because I can just sit under it, and the type of heat that it gives is said to be less damaging to the hair. The reason it's said to be less damaging is because hooded hair dryers have heat circulating around the head versus being blown directly onto the hair. And it said that this indirect heat, which is the circulating heat, is less damaging than direct heat, which is when it's being blown directly on the hair. Now, I use my hooded hair dryer mostly when I roller set my hair, and it takes me about 1.5 to 2 hours to dry my hair depending on the heat setting that I'm using. Occasionally, I'll use this dryer to dry my hair without rollers, just by sitting under it while my hair is lightly tied up. Now, the particular hair dryer that I have is one that I got off of Amazon. It's kind of almost like a no-name brand, but it allows me to select the heat level and set a timer for how long I'd like it to run. This is similar to how hooded dryers tend to work in the hair salon. My Shark FlexStyle is probably one of my favorite hair tools. You've probably seen all of these hairstylers that have hit our social feeds and hair care stores. I mean, you've got the Dyson, you've got the Shark, you've got off-name brands, you've got T3. I mean, there's so many different ones out there. I decided I wanted one, but I didn't want to pay that like $600 for a Dyson. So I bought a Shark FlexStyle, which is about half the cost. What drew me to this is that it is designed to be an all-in-one tool. So you can blow dry and style your hair with one tool, and the thought is you will have fewer hair tools that you have to store. The way it works is it's basically a wand that you just change the attachments to. So if you want to blow dry your hair, there's a blow dryer attachment, you've got comb attachments, brush attachments, and then the stylers. My experience is that the FlexStyle is great to dry the hair, but I haven't been impressed with how it styles. I think it's because it wasn't formulated for textured hair. I think it was made with Caucasian hair in mind, and so our hair just doesn't work with those stylers. When I've tried the styler, the curls that I get just don't last more than a few minutes. They drop completely, and it looks like I didn't even style or curl my hair. But I will tell you, the blow dryer is amazing. It allows me to dry my hair in about 30 minutes or less. When the last blow dryer I used, it would take me up to an hour to dry my hair. So that is a lot of time savings. Plus, I got the straightening comb attachment, and it allows me to get my hair really, really smooth. I mean, this is the result of using that comb attachment on the FlexStyle, and I did not flat iron my hair. And I am a few weeks post relaxer touch-up, so yeah, it works great. I've also found that this blow dryer travels really well. I took it with me on my last cruise, and I used it to blow dry my freshly washed hair in my cabin. I was able to quickly dry my hair, plus it felt like this dryer took up less room in my suitcase than a traditional blow dryer. Now, I did a whole video where you can see more about my experience with the Shark FlexStyle, and I will link it for you so you can check that out. When I roller set my hair to dry it, I use magnetic hair rollers. Now, I prefer the larger ones with the covers because I can use fewer curlers, and the curls come out looser, and the covers help to keep the rollers on my head better than when I have to use the ones with clips. Now, when I roller set my hair, I'm not trying to get a curly style. I'm really trying to just get smooth hair that feels moisturized. So when I'm finished drying, I usually comb out the curls, then wrap my hair to smooth them out even more. So I end up with more waves or kind of straight hair with maybe a little bump at the end. To put in the magnetic rollers, I part my hair into at least 4 sections and then put the rollers in section by section. And I make sure to apply a leave-in conditioner for moisture and a heat protectant to help protect my hair when I'm under the hooded hair dryer to dry. I also keep a spray bottle of water on hand as my hair starts to dry out because it takes me a while to put the rollers in because I'm not that great at it. I have a YouTube video short with me using some of these rollers, and the link is in the description if you'd like to see it. I sometimes use steam rollers on my hair. Yes, I have another set of hair rollers that I use. I've been using steam rollers for a while, and the ones that I use are the Caruso steam rollers. I started using them back in middle school. I think I saw like one of those infomercials for them. I really wanted to buy them, but I didn't have like the check money order or credit card to be able to buy them because I was in middle school. But I happened to see them in the store, and I think it was Kmart. Like, that's telling you how long ago it is. So I saw them in the store and I bought them using my babysitting and allowance money. Now, I don't have the same set that I had back in middle school. Over the years, I've had to replace the rollers as the soft center tends to break up after multiple uses. Now, I don't use these as much as I used to. Like, this was my main way of curling my hair, styling my hair, but now I use them probably maybe once a month. And when I do, I am able to get soft curls in just a few minutes, and my hair also feels really soft after using them. And I'm only trying to get like a loose wave or a little bump on my ends. I'm not trying to get anything really special when I use the Caruso steam rollers. Now, I will say when I use these rollers, it is on my fully dried hair. And when I do use them, I might apply a hair serum to each section of hair before I roll it up. One little secret thing I like to do is to use some tissue paper on my ends, which helps them stay nice and smooth since they tend to have the most contact with the steam from the roller. Okay, we've talked about hair dryers, we've talked about curlers. Now we're going to talk about combs. A few years ago, back when I started my healthy hair journey, I was influenced by another hair influencer to get this comb, which is the Hercules Sagman or Sageman. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, comb. I was drawn to it because it's seamless. Now you might be wondering, what does it mean that this is a seamless comb? What it means is that most combs are typically made by putting two pieces together. So what that does is it creates a seam where the two pieces meet. This comb does not have that type of seam. You can't tell where it was put together. I think it was probably made out of one piece of material, but I don't really know. But there's no seam showing where two pieces were put together. When combs have that seam, sometimes hair strands can get caught in it. It's not always a smooth seam. It can have small little jagged edges. And I do remember the comb I was using before I got this one, it had the seam, and I would sometimes feel and see hair being pulled out. It wasn't a lot, just a strand here or there when I would comb my hair because of that seam. Now, this is my main comb. I use it to detangle my hair before and after washing, and I use it throughout the week to comb my hair. I use it to comb out sections. I use it to make sections in my hair. It is my go-to comb. I love it. I take it with me even when I go on vacations. Another thing I like about this Hercules seamless comb is that the teeth are very far apart. So I can basically detangle my hair without it getting all tangled up in the hair, and it just can work through the tangles easier than a narrow tooth comb can. Now, I also use another comb sometimes, and this comb is used really only when I am roller setting my hair because it's a narrow tooth comb. Now, this isn't anything special. It's just something cheap that I picked up at Walmart. And as I said, I only use it when I am roller setting my hair, and it's used to smooth out the small sections of hair before I put them on my magnetic rollers. I don't use this comb for anything else because it pulls and tugs on the hair. It can take my hair out, okay? The comb teeth are just way too narrow. Now, typically when I'm using this narrow tooth comb, I will have gone ahead and used my Hercules seamless comb first, and I would have detangled all of my hair. And even as I will go section by section, I will take the Hercules comb, use that first, and then come back through with this narrow tooth comb, just because I don't want it to end up going through knots and making things worse in my hair, like making the knot worse or creating tangles or just taking out my hair. I'm probably a bit of a weirdo because I have my own hair shears. Yes, I have hair shears so I can cut my ends, I can trim my ends. I don't remember where I got the set that I have from right now. I think it was either Amazon or Sally Beauty. I'm leaning more towards Amazon. Now, only use them occasionally to give my ends a dusting in between relaxer touch-ups. So that might be probably maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I might break them out and say like, okay, my ends are looking really uneven and I'm not going to be going to the hair salon for a little bit. Let me go ahead and do some cleaning up on my own. Now, if my ends are looking really a mess, I don't really try to fix that. It's like, okay, I'll try to do as little bit as I can to kind of make it look decent, and then I will get a real trim when I go to the hair salon. I really don't trust myself to do a real trim on my hair. I just do a dusting. I'm like, let's leave it to the professionals. I'm not a professional. A few years ago, I invested in a tabletop hair steamer. And I love it. Now, it's a tabletop because I have to sit it on a table or a counter to use it, but it's really easy to set up and break down. Now, when I use this hair steamer, I use it to really amplify my deep conditioning typically. There's another way I will use it, which I'll tell you about, but usually I'll wash my hair, apply the deep conditioner, and then I'll sit under the steamer until the cycle is done. And it's a great steamer because it's got a timer on it. Once the water is pretty much used up, it beeps and then I know it's done. And it covers my whole head, which is great. So I don't have to worry about part of my head not in it or not. And when I do use it, I tend to put the conditioner on my hair, put my hair up in a clip, and then I will sit under it. Now, the other way I use a hair steamer is to occasionally pre-poo, which is a pre-shampoo treatment. And I'll use some oil or conditioner on my hair, and then I'll sit under it, let my hair cool down, and then I'll go ahead and wash my hair. But that's only occasionally if I feel like my hair needs a really big extra boost of moisture. Another way for me to amplify my deep conditioning is to use a deep conditioning cap. The deep conditioning cap that I use is from the brand Hothead, and it's a cap that warms up when it's microwaved for a certain amount of time. Now, I found the heat tends to last for me about 20 to 25 minutes, which is perfect because most of my deep conditioners have a time limit up to about that amount of time, about 20 to 25 minutes. I love that it gives off heat, which helps to open up the hair cuticle, which allows the deep conditioner to really penetrate my hair strand better and to give my hair really good deep conditioning. To use the Hothead deep conditioning cap, I put on a plastic cap on top of my wet hair after I've put the conditioner on. Then I put the deep conditioning cap on top. Now I would have put the deep conditioner cap in the microwave, microwaved it per the instructions, and then that makes it hot. It heats up whatever is used in the cap, and then I stick the cap on my head. What I love about this is that it has no cord, so I can move around the house doing chores or even lie down and take a quick nap. Believe me, I have done that a few times. Those are the main big hair tools that I use on a regular basis. There are a few of the ones that I use regularly that really I can just list for you that I don't need to go through a whole spiel and tell you much about. The first is applicator bottles. Now I use these to get shampoo and my green tea hair rinses directly to my scalp and my hair. Just makes it a lot easier for me to do it than to try to use some other type of tool or mechanism. Claw clips. I use claw clips a lot. I have large ones, medium ones, small ones, flat ones. I use them a lot to hold my hair up from my shoulders or to clip or hold my hair when I'm drying it, applying product, or putting in rollers. Satin scrunchies is another hair tool that I use a lot. This is how I tend to put my hair in a ponytail or a bun. I really like satin scrunchies because they're more gentle on my hair and don't pull my hair out, and also help keep my hair moisturized because they're not pulling moisture from my hair. I also use a spray bottle, and I've been using this just mostly to keep my hair wet when I'm doing a roller set. That's typically what I use it for. If I need to apply some product with the spray, I will use the spray bottle, but typically it's used just for roller setting. Now, I will admit, if you looked in my hair tool stash or my hair tool closet, whatever you want to call it, you would see a few more hair tools that I didn't even list here. But the reason I didn't list them is because I haven't used them in a year or two. So what was the point? They're not something I use regularly. Maybe I might share them in another fashion, like the hair tools that I don't use anymore. I don't know. We'll see. But if you'd like to know more about the ones that I did talk about or try them out for yourself, you can check out all the links that I have for you in the description. Now be sure to check out more videos on my channel to see more about the products that I'm using on my relaxed hair. But before you go and watch another video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.